Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's out on Highway 121 in McKinney, Texas. It is a beautiful late afternoon when I went shopping here. You can see the skies are gorgeous as always. Please hit that like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I'd really appreciate that as we've seen our community grow. We are so close to 13,000 subscribers. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie. I would hope you guys would also follow me on Instagram at Grow Folds. That's the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. And I did want to talk about a product that I've just gotten into. It is called the Classy Rabbit Soil. Plant foldies, have you ever heard of this new soil called Classy Rabbit, which is from a local small business out in McKinney, Texas? Really excited to share with you this new soil, which is 100% organic. What I love about it is that this is a standalone type soil. You don't have to mix orchid bark or other amenities that actually make this soil chunky. It is already chunky, light, and fast draining. You can use it to improve your existing soil. What I also like about it is they are made by farmers, so they don't really consult like soil scientists or whatever that means. They really know what Mother Nature has in the soil. And what I like about it is I've been able to pot up a lot of my plants from overseas, and they have really acclimated to this soil. I love the fact that, again, it is 100% organic, and the ingredients that we have would be rabbit manure, composed food waste, pine bark chips, mycorrhizae, dried molasses, pumice, and expanded shale, rice hulls, and yucca extract. So all of those ingredients really make this soil. It is balanced, and what I love about it is Classy Rabbit products are simple where it counts, smart where they matter. So that means all of the ingredients that the soil needs, it's right there. They don't need to add anything else, and they don't offer anything that they don't need. I also love the fact that Classy Rabbit is priced well, where it's a happy medium between the low prices of cheap, and when I say cheap, quality, and the high prices of unnecessary ingredients. It kind of balances it both. And if you see right here, I potted this aglaonema up in a terracotta planter. You can see how fast draining it is as I put a bunch of water into the soil. You can see that it is literally just draining through, but just because it's fast draining, it doesn't mean that it doesn't retain moisture. It definitely does. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about adding any perlite, because this particular soil doesn't have perlite. It has all natural ingredients. So for those that have never heard about Classy Rabbit, please go to classyrabbit.com. I highly endorse this soil. I love it so much. And even though I've been doing semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuza Pond and Leca, I've actually been converting all of my plants back to soil because of this particular soil. They do offer free shipping at classyrabbit.com. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested, and hopefully you will support Classy Rabbit. I mean, have you pooped on your plants lately? I would. For those that have actually put an order in for Classy Rabbit soil on classyrabbit.com, thank you so much for supporting small businesses. It is based out in McKinney, Texas. My friend Nate is actually the person that owns Classy Rabbit, and I'm just really excited to see his product come to life. It would actually be perfect for a lot of these succulents and cactus that we're looking at right over here. I know that there are a lot of people who have different type of plant interests, so as I continue to do my plant shopping videos, I do want to show y'all different types of plants besides the indoor tropical plants. You can see right over here, these are from Oasis Plants. So they typically source all of the succulents and cactus out to Lowe's. This one is a really interesting looking cactus, super fuzzy. And that's the thing I would say about succulents and cactus, is that they have so many different types of shapes, textures, and colors. Now, as far as the basic care tips for the majority of succulents and cactus, they definitely need lots lots of bright light. Some will really need full sun. They need to be in a substrate or a soil that is fast draining and doesn't hold too much moisture. We want to make sure that they don't stay too wet too long. And whenever you water a succulent or a cactus, you really want to make sure that water doesn't stick onto or just stay onto the leaves, because it could easily rot the leaves. I mean, you can see right here, this is a beautiful Kalanchoe hybrid of some sort, and you can see that the price is only $9.98 for this size. I actually have 3 succulents in my collection. I just recently repotted it actually in Classy Rabbit soil, and so if you're looking for a soil that's fast draining, that has all of the natural nutrients that can provide for the plants, highly recommend Classy Rabbit soil. It does very well for fast draining, and that's really what these succulents and cactus needs. And you can even see right over here, plant foldies. Look at this succulent arrangement. Really love the look of this succulent arrangement as well. These are plants that you can definitely put out in your patio. With spring in full effect now, there are so many different types of plants, and I'm just going to spend a little time on the outdoor garden section before we go indoors, and you'll want to watch the video to the very end, because there are some exciting new houseplant finds that I will show you from Costa Farms. Plants, live trends, design plants, and urban jungle plants. But you'll see that this is a sea of different types of French marigolds. Really love the look of that, and I want to actually grow a bunch of marigolds as well. So I recently started growing vegetables in a grower box. I also planted some vegetable seeds, which have actually germinated. They've sprouted, and hopefully I can document their journey. I did mention in a couple of my previous videos that I will be opening up a new Patreon page where you'll get some more exclusive content, some more daily updates, and also a YouTube membership. I think it'll be about $4 or $5 a month to get that access, but we'll see what that all looks like. But as you can see right over here, I also wanted to invite you guys to the podcast I'm part of.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Live Plants.
And I am Richie from Grow Folds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you going to do? You're going to share the video.
You
That's
have
what
to.
you're gonna
You
do.
have to. Today. All right, guys.
Today.
We'll see you on the next one.
All right.
For those that have actually tuned into the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast show on YouTube with Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants, thank you so much for watching our project. We really wanted to create a podcast that was both entertaining, educational, and also just touches base on plant conversation. I think a lot of our plant foldies really congregate during the live premiere chats on this channel because there is a sense of community. So I'm hoping and asking all of our subscribers on this YouTube channel to go search Cultivation Corner and actually subscribe with all the notification bell on. I mean, there's close to almost 13,000 of y'all that tune into this channel. Can we please get every single plant foldie, every single person that has actually subscribed and watches my personal videos to support the Cultivation Corner? I mean, I am faceless on this YouTube channel, but you never know. I might actually show my face fully on the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. And plus, you'll see me and you'll see my personality a little bit more so on that channel. So definitely check that out. But anyways, aside from all of the promos for Classy Rabbit Soil as well as Cultivation Corner, you can see I'm just walking around here showing you all of these outdoor garden plants. I am going to be talking a lot about coleus plants. This one is a Kong coleus, which is basically a large leaf coleus plant. I really love the look of that. And then you can see right here. So I actually thought this Monrova plant right here is actually a croton plant, but it is not. It does remind me of that Costa Farms croton plant called Croton Gold Dust. Look at how beautiful the yellow speckling is on these leaves. This is another beautiful plant that I would say would only really do well outdoors. There are a couple of plants, and there are a couple of plants that I will actually feature on this channel as I do big box store plant shopping videos in the outdoor section that could potentially grow indoors. But as you can see right over here, we're looking at a bunch of shrubs and different types of landscape bushes. I love gardening and landscaping. I'm actually working on my Japanese garden. I have been working on that for a couple years now, and I'm just really excited to see that a lot of my Japanese maples and maples have started to leaf out and are really starting to develop. I'm hoping to go to a local Japanese maple nursery called Metro Maples out in Fort Worth, Texas. Hopefully when I'm off this coming Tuesday, where I can document that I do an annual visit to Metro Maples. My friend Scott Hubble is actually the owner and has some very unique and rare Japanese maples that he grafts himself. He also has a bunch of Satsuki azaleas, and that's another plant that I want to get into is azaleas. I've tried to grow them in my landscape, but I feel like azaleas need a little bit more protection from the afternoon sun. I don't have quite that level of shade that I can provide for these azaleas. I do have one Satsuki azalea that I was surprised made it through the winter. It's actually starting to grow new growth, and I am really excited. Hopefully it will establish itself a little bit more so, and I'll get beautiful blooms like this. So these are the azaleas that you will see in the springtime. You'll see a lot of these azaleas in bloom. Now if you look for the encore azaleas, those are the azaleas that will actually bloom about 3 times a year: spring, summer, and fall. So they're considered reblooming azaleas. The typical azalea will usually only bloom during the spring. So that is another beautiful seasonal plant. And then I also was able to get some footage of my variegated peppermint peach tree, so I will show some clips of that. It looks like the weather has gotten a little bit warmer than usual for spring, so there's already a lot of leaf growth and it's starting to lose its blooms. But I'm just gonna walk around here and show you all of the beautiful ground covers and different types of outdoor garden plants. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what plants you are growing outdoors, if you're mostly growing vegetables, or are you growing even these oxalis plants? So I actually have these purple oxalis plant that I actually have in my landscape. It comes back year after year and more clumps start to show up. So I'm hoping that it will just become a perennial ground cover. So for those that don't know what the technical term perennial means, it means it's a plant that actually can be grown in the landscape and comes back year after year. So when you talk about plants that are going to save you money, well, if you don't have to rebuy the plant and plant it into your garden, for instance, a perennial plant, then that means you're going to save money on the cost of having to pick those plants up. And then you can see right here, we've got this gorgeous dark foliage plant. It is considered a cordyline plant. And this one right here is for $4.98. Really nice looking dark foliage. You already know how I feel, or at least for those that have actually watched my videos, that I really love the dark foliage plants. That one could potentially be grown indoors as an indoor plant. And then obviously for $4.98, we're looking at everybody's favorite thing to say on this channel, which is are you ready to say it with me? Hydra helix, or the correct way to say it is Hedera helix, or the English ivy. So this is an English ivy. This one looks to be a very vigorous grower. You can see that the vines are starting to trail. The thing about English ivy is they do very well outdoors, to the point where if you were to plant this in a landscape, it will take over your lawn, it will crawl up your walls, and it could actually damage wooden areas. So I wouldn't really necessarily put an English ivy to just grow rampant out in a landscape. If anything, I would put it in a pot, a container where it's just contained. It will thrive for you in a bright, indirect light space. So if it gets protection from the afternoon sun, it's going to do very well for you. I love the English ivy. For those that are not part of the Hydra Helix Challenge 2025, definitely check that out, where you buy an English ivy and see how long you can keep it alive from getting spider mites indoors. Now over here is a coleus plant. This one is for $1.98, but it looks like Lowe's is actually having a sale on their annual plants, so it's 5 for $5. I am really tempted to buy coleus plants. If you were to revisit a lot of my videos from last year around this time in the springtime, I went crazy over coleus plants. Just as much as I love aglaonema are the apple to my eye. They are my main source of plants that I want to collect. Coleus plants actually had the crown last year, where literally I probably had like 40 different types of coleus plants. What I love about coleus plants, and you can see right over here, is that they're very colorful. Not only are they colorful, they're very fast growers. So I love growing plants that you can see new growth from. I think that's really the exciting part about being a plant collector, is seeing new growth. And I mean, look at this orange colored plant. That is a trend for me. I feel like I gravitate toward that orange or that salmon color about this plant. So I will eventually get this plant. And what's interesting is, if you buy this coleus plant, you'll be able to propagate from it. I would say taking a cutting from a coleus plant and literally sticking the cutting in soil substrate, you have a 98% success rate on it actually rooting and growing. That is how easy coleus plants can grow. So definitely check that out. And I'm just gonna walk over here and show you some more of these annual plants. This one is a marigold for $1.98, but like I said, again, it is on sale for $5. You can see that there are many annuals for a good selection, 5 for $5, which is a really good price if you're looking for sales at these big box stores. And I will say that springtime is really where you will get the best pricing for a lot of plants. So I would always recommend people going out and going plant shopping during the spring season. Just really excited that the weather is beautiful out in North Dallas. We have longer days, obviously, so there's more sunlight. There's more time for me to actually go out and film some plants. And this is a limited deal, 5 for $5. Now we're going to go ahead and walk into the indoor tropical section, which is basically the main event. And I know a lot of our plant foldies, our viewers, are really more interested in the indoor tropical houseplants. So we're going to delve into the main 3 types of houseplant nurseries. One would be Costa Farms plants, Live Trends Designs, and Urban Jungle plants. You can see that this particular Lowe's has quite a bit of plants on all of these pallets. We're going to be looking at these Costa Farms plants, for instance. The first couple of ones that we're going to be looking at are going to be some pothos plants, but I did want to just give you an overview on how many plants they have over here. You can see the first one for $19.84. This is an Epipremnum aureum lemon meringue pothos. Love this plant as well. It's got that neon greenish variegation. It is a mutation from, I believe, the global green pothos. This particular pothos is not nearly as drought tolerant, so you have to stay on top of the watering for this to be a little bit happier. In terms of the variegation as well, you want to give it more bright indirect light, so you can see that there is going to be a distinct yellowish variegation versus just that green on green variegation. The more bright indirect light you provide the lemon meringue pothos, the more a contrast that you would get from this particular pothos plant. So I will just walk around and pick up a lot of these Costa Farms plants. There are a lot of new plants from Costa Farms hitting all of these big box stores, and it's always exciting to go to a Lowe's location. You can see right over here we've got a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, also known as a mini monstera, even though it is not a monstera. It is a plant that is really easy to take care of. This particular plant does not want to trail. It actually will find its way to grow up. So this one is going to need to have a moss pole, a totem pole, some type of support, because it's going to want to grow up versus trail. And it is another fast growing plant. You can see right here, we've got a classic golden pothos, Epipremnum aureum golden. This one is a common plant. It's an easy to care for plant. One that I always say will be one that I would recommend to anybody who wants to grow an easy house plant. This one right here is for $16.84 in a 6-inch planter. I love pothos plants. I am back at my pothos era. It's the same thing with me revisiting my first love, which would be syngoniums. I am growing syngoniums in a semi-hydroponic substrate, which would be called lechuza pond. I was actually able to find some pond, and I plant them in self-watering planters. But you can see right over here, it's a rickrack cactus for $20.84 by Costa Farms. So you'll see that there are new plants hitting all of these big box stores. I cannot wait to continue to show you all of these restocks. So I'm just gonna go pick up a couple of these plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think, plant foldies. And yes, I did title this video as why I need to stop making big box store plant shopping videos. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you'll know at the end on whether I am going to be just making big box store plant shopping videos in the future, because you can see right here, $12.98. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory as to why I probably need to stop making big box store plant shopping videos on a daily basis, because I'm always surrounded by all of these beautiful plants. And whether it is an easy to care for plant like a pothos plant, a lot of people will overlook these plants. I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that these are the types of plants we need to be buying. These are the types of plants that we need to be growing in our plant collections. I know that a lot of people want to get all of these rare variegated monsteras, variegated philodendron, rare types of aeroids, but I say 2025 should be the year where we create a trend where everybody is going back to the basics. I mean, you can see right here, this is some type of anthurium. And when you think about anthuriums, and I'm telling you, you go to a big box store and you find an anthurium that is not a flowering anthurium, people will go crazy over it. I mean, over here is a philodendron hederaceum Brazil, $19.84 by Urban Jungle. This is another beautiful plant that if you give it a lot of bright indirect light, you'll get more of the yellowish cream variegations, and there are different versions of the philodendron hederaceum. This one is the Brazil. You can see this is anthurium, and then we also have just mini plants. So I will just walk around and pick up a lot of these plants, and you just let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what you think about these plants, and if you've actually added any plants to your plant collection. Has anybody already started doing their spring plant shopping? Have you done your spring cleaning? And when I say spring cleaning, have you actually downsized your plant collection? And when I say downsize, I don't mean necessarily composting your plants. I mean either sharing your plants, giving them away, or even purging and selling them. I'm just curious about those types of insights. So again, for any of the people watching my videos, I really would love to see that in the comment section. Just let me know what you think as I continue to just pick up these plants for you and show you the plant ID as well as the plant pricing. $17.98. Costa Farms is giving you 3 plants for the price of 1 planter. You can see right over here, we've got a Manjula pothos, a parlor palm, and a croton plant. So all of these beautiful plants in one little collection like this. Some people say that they would actually just buy this planter and separate these 3 plants, put them in 3 separate planters. I don't really know how I feel about combination planters because I really like to just put plants in a separate planter. Again, these are becoming a little bit more popular, and it looks like Costa Farms is really leading the forefront in terms of different type of container planters for house plants. You can see right here, beautiful Fittonia plant next to a Dracaena Florida Beauty and a cordyline, not a cordyline plant, a Dracaena marginata. And this is for another $17.98. And the music track I am playing is called You're on the Beat by DJ Bang Beats. I love this fun dance beat right here. It is a Plant Foldy Girl Folds official track. I'm really thankful that my friend Derek of DJBangBeats.com was actually able to make me these tracks, because when I was doing a lot of plant shopping videos, I was actually using non-copyrighted music. But just to give you a little bit of an insight, YouTube is really stringent about non-copyrighted music, and actually I started having to do what they call ad revenue sharing. And as much as I want to like share the revenue from these YouTube videos, it was a little bit frustrating that a lot of my earnings for all of the work I put into these big box or plant shopping videos ended up being cut in half. So I was just really thankful to get my own track. So you can see that this is an original DJ Bang Beats track. You're on the Beat is the title, and I am working on some dance steps that I may put on the YouTube channel for any plant foldies that want to learn the dance step. A little bit about me: I love dancing, I love social gatherings, I love all things that are all about good vibes only. That is the motto of this this YouTube channel. And I was really thankful that 365 Hydroponics, it's a nursery out in Florida that was at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida, really had that sign, and it really resonated with me because, in a world where everybody sees some of that negativity, whether it's on social media, the news, I say for those that actually engage and want to watch videos where I'm just picking up plants, talking to you directly, interacting with all of our plant foldies, this is definitely a channel where it is only good vibes only. And I really appreciate those that go in and actually comment on the channel and actually congregate during the live premiere chats. Sometimes I'm not able to do a live premiere where I can give you like a new video. So yes, I will say that there are the long playing videos where I will combine 2 previous episodes and kind of give you a shopping marathon, where the purpose of it is to, number one, have a longer time to chat on the live premiere chats. A lot of this YouTube channel, a lot of these the plant content I make is really geared for that live premiere, and hopefully you guys will continue to just watch some of those compilation videos. You can go ahead and just play my videos while you're doing your plant chores, or if you just need to hear some background talking like me. I know that I don't take myself too seriously when it comes to that, but it is interesting that some of the plant foldies have literally said they put me on while they're doing their plant chores or watering their plants or something of that nature. And I'm really flattered that you guys would actually want to listen to me talk about plants. I think that's super cool. And I also think it's super cool that all of these Costa Farms plants are really just making it out into the market. They do range in 3 different prices. So Costa Farms plants, at least from what I've seen in the North Dallas area, you have your 3.5-inch planters for $5.98. You've got your 5-inch planters for $8.98. And then you have these self-watering 6-inch planters for $15.98. And then you have your trending tropical line for $19.84. So you can see that I've done enough plant shopping to where I know the prices. And then if it's not in a self-watering planter, usually it's like $12.97 for a 6-inch planter. I mean, you can see right over here, we've got a Dracaena Lemon Surprise. Beautiful colors. Dracaenas are underrated, overlooked plants as well. And I will continue to say that in every single video. I will say that on tomorrow's video, next week's video, next month's video, but Dracaenas. Can we please add Dracaenas into our plant collection, as well as this Epipremnum aureum global green pothos. I love pothos plants, and I am all about these Japanese pothos that have really started to make it out into the market. You know, with Costa Farms being able to finally release these patented pothos plants into the US market, it just makes it more exciting. Now, if you ever look up the Teruno pothos series, you'll see what I mean in terms of Japanese pothos. A lot of those pothos plants have really unique variegations, and to get that type of variegation, it's really based on mutations that happen naturally with the plant, and they take cuttings, propagate it, and see if that trait or that variegation is stable. Anthuriums, blooming anthuriums by Costa Farms, $13.98. This is the common red one, but needless to say, if you want a plant that has a beautiful green heart-shaped leaf, as well as beautiful colors like red, pink, white, blue, orange, and the Shibori anthurium, which is a variegated like pink candy cane type looking anthurium, I would go for that. I know that most people, when you think of anthurium or collectors that collect anthuriums, will not really consider this a collector's item, but I say, and this particular anthurium is the easiest anthurium to take care of as compared to the velvety textured ones. Now, I mean, obviously it's somebody's preference on what plants they want to collect, but this one wouldn't be a plant I would be opposed to adding to my plant collection because it's an easy to care for plant. This one for $12.98 is a bonsai. This is a Crassula bonsai or a jade bonsai. Really love that as well. And I actually, in a future video, will show you how I take a Costa Farms bonsai and put it into a legitimate shallow bonsai container, style it, wire it, trim it, and all of that, because I love bonsai. I think that there is something to be said about the art of bonsai. I am curious to see if anybody that is a plant foldy actually grows bonsai, or if that's something that you would be interested in, because just like I call this channel Grow Folds, the folds again is all about me and my love for origami. I fold origami paper cranes on a daily basis. My goal is to fold 1 million paper cranes. I've said this before, but I have been folding origami paper cranes for a good 8, almost 9 years daily. Sometimes to the point where some of my fingers can get little blisters because I've folded so many paper cranes, but that's something I also want to share with the plant foldies. And as I get ready to launch my Patreon page, my YouTube membership, you will see a lot more content in that regard. You will also see a lot of content in terms of my personal plant collection. I'm just glad that my house is finally coming together to where it would be presentable for YouTube to actually do a houseplant tour. So stay tuned for that. Now, if you do want a houseplant tour, I will ask all the plant foldies, and it depends on whether I get a lot of comments in the comment section. Please comment and I'll know if you're actually listening to me and watching my videos. Please comment hashtag houseplant tour grow folds in the comment section. We'll see how many people actually put that in there, and if depending on the comments and the number of comments I get, I may expedite my houseplant tour video editing. But you can see right over here, you'll notice that these are the 50% off plants, and it's interesting because these philodendron golden crocodiles have just recently made it into the market, and for half the price, that is not a bad price at all for a trending tropical plant. The thing about the philodendron golden crocodile is you have to, and I say you have to, give it quite a bit of bright indirect light for it to actually maintain that yellow coloration. And then you can see right over here, we've got quite a bit of these Calathea orchids or Vanda orchids. These are by Better Grow Orchids. Love this as well. So if you're looking for more exotic orchids outside of the Phalaenopsis orchids, you can go to Lowe's, but I'll just walk around here and pick up some of their clearance plants and see what you think, and just give me commentary about that, whether you've rescued clearance plants, whether you feel like the 50% off value for these plants is worth the price of having to rehab some of these plants. And when you think about buying clearance plants, sometimes they are a bit of a risk in terms of getting plant pests, because the plant may not be necessarily as healthy as it could be. And what happens is when a plant's health is compromised, it actually attracts pests to attack it. So my only suggestions whenever you're buying a plant that is a clearance plant, a plant that is not as healthy as it's looking, know that you're going to have to spend a little bit more time rehabbing it. I wouldn't necessarily mix the plant in with your regular plant collection, and just know and assume that there are plant pests that could arise. So you want to make sure you're spraying the plant down with some type of insecticidal soap or neem oil spray, and really quarantine it from your main plant collection. That's just my personal suggestions. Otherwise, you will save more money whenever you do buy some clearance plants like this one right here, this philodendron golden crocodile. Again, it looks pretty healthy, beautiful yellow coloration. And so we're just going to keep walking around here, plant foldies, and I will keep picking up some plants. As always, let me know what Costa Farms house plants you are most excited about. What type of plants will you be going shopping for this spring 2025? And you'll see that Costa Farms, I say this in all my videos, but Costa Farms really does make plants more accessible to the general public. You'll see we have a wide variety of different types of philodendrons, different types of hanging baskets like this one right here, philodendron Birkin, for only $15.98. And look at that white striping right there. And then we have some more pothos plants. These are some global green pothos. And you'll notice the global green pothos has rounder, larger leaves as compared to the lemon meringue pothos. Either way, I love pothos plants. I am on a pothos era again where I am literally just propagating them. And you can see right here, Ficus shivriana. This is another plant that used to be super rare. I remember when cuttings would be like $200 for a one leaf, one node cutting. Now you can buy these for only $15.98 at a big box store. Thank you, Costa Farms, again for having these different types of plants readily available. Now with this particular plant, it is a slower growing Ficus elastica or rubber tree plant when you compare it to the Taniki, the Burgundy, and the Ruby. The Shivriana is still a beautiful plant. I actually have mine growing out in full sun in my south facing lawn. So it's outside and it is getting full sun and it is really thriving. So a lot of the plants that we would grow indoors, especially if it is a plant that really likes a lot of light, you can acclimate it to the point where you can put it in higher light settings. I would say spring is the perfect time to put out some of your indoor tropical plants in a shaded area. I would say pick a plant where you can, or pick a space where you can get a lot of morning sunlight and protection from the afternoon sun, and they will do fabulous. I think a lot of philodendrons, definitely aglaonema, definitely pothos plants, definitely any plant that you want to really see size up, or if you have plants like this Hydra helix, or what you call the Hedera helix. That's the correct way to say it. You already know there was that one plant foldy that corrected me and said that that wasn't the correct way to say it. But this gold baby English ivy, for instance, if you put it outside in a container, not in the ground, I wouldn't recommend growing English ivy in your landscape or in your lawns. It will take over. It's kind of like that herb mint where it will just take over your yard. You definitely don't want to do that. But you can see right over here, we have another type of Hydra helix. This one is the Pixie Dixie ivy. What a cute little ivy that we have here. I am still curious if Costa Farms can let us know how many varieties of English ivy or Hedera helix they have in circulation for the exotic angels line. I mean, you'll see right over here we have another Hydra helix. And shout out to my plant foldy, Kathy. Kathy is pretty much in every single live premiere chat, and she actually counts how many times I say Hydra helix. All right, I'm going to stop that because I don't know if there's some new people that have just discovered my plant shopping videos. I already know that there are certain things that I say or do on my channel that might be slightly cringe, but you know what? I really don't mind it because, like I said again, it is all about being your most authentic self. Sometimes people may not always like you, but if you love yourself, if you like what you do, if you are not harming anybody, if you are just doing your thing, then you are not doing anything wrong. That's all I'm going to say about that, because some people, they feel the need to feel like they have to be accepted by people or feel the need to conform to what people expect. I have always been a vocal person when it comes to social media presence or what you want to do with your social media. If it's not somebody's cup of tea, totally understand that. But like I said again, I love to say Hydra helix. Okay, I'm gonna stop with that little tangent. As you can see, I do these plant shopping videos, but I get out of hand with the whole chatter. I just like to talk, and you know, some people will say, well, Richie, why do you not show your face? I'm telling you, if you meet me in person, especially if you go to like a plant show like PlantCon, for instance, I will be going to Houston, Dallas, and New York City. You will see my face in my full glory, and I will definitely even dance with you if you want. But as far as just my shopping videos, I really do want it to be all about me showing you the plants. I feel like it gives you that shopping vibe for me to just pick up plants, and then you could just imagine hanging out with me either way. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, lots and lots of Costa Farms plants. The only critique I would say for this particular home Home Depot, or I'm sorry, not Home Depot. You see how I mix up all my big box stores? This particular Lowe's location is, I wish they wouldn't utilize the pallets and shelves of these plants. I wish that they would actually merchandise and style them, but I totally get it. Not every big box store is created equal, but what I will say is this Lowe's location has so many houseplants to pick from. You know, spring 2025, Costa Farms, new plants like this ruby red Fittonia. Love that red color. I would love to grow Fittonias, but I already know that I wouldn't be able to stay on top of the watering. So this is a reason why I like to go big box store plant shopping, or at least big box store plant shopping filming, because I haven't really been buying a lot of plants. I'm really trying to control myself in terms of spending my money on plants. With PlantCon Houston just around the corner, less than 2 months from now, I'm already saving my money to buy a lot of plants. You already guessed it, Aglaonema from overseas. I will be buying it from Art Garden Flowers. Follow Riki, my friend, on Instagram, Art Garden Flowers. That is where I will get a lot of my plants, because he is able to source out a lot of these rare and uncommon Aglaonemas. And if you already know, if you call yourself a plant foldie, you have to hashtag popularize Aglaonemas. I will say the engagement and just the interaction you guys have with me and other plant foldies is amazing. I love the fact that you guys will tag me on your Hedra Helix Challenge 2025 post. I love the fact that whenever somebody posts a picture of an Aglaonema, they use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. So we really do have a following, at least on Instagram. I will also mention that if you do post anything that's plant foldie related, use the hashtag plant foldie, use the hashtag grow folds, because if you click on the hashtag, it may connect us to more plant foldies that have Instagram accounts. I think that would be really cool to connect everybody on that. But to go back to the plants that we're looking at, you can see that these are the urban jungle plants. What I like about the urban jungle plants is, number one, they're very cost effective. So like for instance, this philodendron of some sort, I don't know the specific philodendron, but this is only for $13.98. And this planter looks so cute. Philodendrons are typically easy to grow unless you get more of the velvety texture philodendrons. Those tend to be a little bit more finicky. And obviously these Sansevieria. This one is a Sansevieria bird's nest for $13.98. So this is another snake plant, or what you call a Sansevieria. Low light tolerant, definitely drought tolerant. I am a fan of Sansevieria plants. I was able to do a collaboration video with Succulents Asia. They specialize in rare starfish or Sansevieria type variegated plants. Love them as well. And I am going to plug Classy Rabbit soil again. ClassyRabbit.com. If you are just finding this video and making it to this part of the video, first of all, thank you for tuning in this far into the video, but definitely check out ClassyRabbit.com. One of the best soils I've ever used. I can't get enough of it because it is super fast draining. It has all natural products. It really does help establish the roots. You really see a lot of growth from your plants. I know that I've been a really big advocate when it comes to putting a lot of plants in semi-hydroponic substrates, specifically pon and leca. But I have started to grow my plants traditionally in soil again because of Classy Rabbit soil. I was able to find Classy Rabbit soil. It is a local business out in McKinney, Texas. Gotta love McKinney. If you guys ever make it to Dallas, definitely go to downtown McKinney. It is such a beautiful downtown, and just the city of McKinney is a beautiful place. A little bit more about McKinney, Texas is in the summertime, it is known as the crepe myrtle capital of the world because of all the crepe myrtles that grow around. It is absolutely stunning. And just seeing local small businesses, I know I do a lot of big box or plant shopping videos. I definitely think, especially if you are somebody that loves plants, if there are local small businesses, I would also say, you know, find time to shop there. You might be able to find some hidden gems. And like I said, again, whenever you buy small or support small businesses, you are continuing somebody's dream, somebody's aspirations to really share their passion, whatever it may be. For a plant shop owner, for instance, it's probably because they also love plants and want want to have that entrepreneurship happen. And as far as the local plant swaps, local markets that they have in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, stay tuned for some of the episodes that I will have that feature the DFW plant community. It is a strong community, and I would hope that you guys would all look at it. But as you can see, I am just picking up lots and lots of plants. So we have a combination of different types of Costa Farms plants, urban jungle plants, and we'll get to the Live Trends design. So sit back, relax, and just look at the plants. I do want to see your insights. So again, leave comments in the comment section if you have questions about plant care tips. If you just have tips on what to do with these plants that we're seeing on screen, please feel free to tune into the comment section below. One of the prettiest Alocasia cupreas I've run into by Live Trends Design. Look at that planter as well. Live Trends Design plants are amazing. I love the fact that these jewel Alocasias have made it into a big box store. I remember when these Alocasias were extremely expensive. Now you can go big box store plant shopping, for instance, and find them at reasonable prices. I believe this plant right here is for $14.98, and it is a beautiful Live Trends Design plant. It is also self-watering. So whenever a plant is self-watering, there is a water reservoir that you fill up, and then you don't necessarily have to worry about staying on top of the watering. And for me, that is probably the most challenging part about growing plants, especially when you have over 100 plants to maintain. That is the reason why I look for plants like this. I look for plants like this Dracaena Janet Craig compacta, low light tolerant and drought tolerant. Those are the types of plants you want to add. This is a plant that is really challenging to grow. Actually, I thought that was a Hydra helix, but this is not. I'm actually not sure what this particular plant is. So again, plant foldies, you guys are always the experts. I know that I tend to talk a lot about plants, but let me know in the comment section what this plant ID is. This is for $20.84. This is a Costa Farms houseplant. That one is for $20.84. Now this one, this massive Hydra helix is amazing. Right over here, you can see this is the little Herman ivy. Love the variegation. I love the shape of this English ivy. Like I said, again, if you're going to grow an English ivy indoors, you have to stay on top of the water, and you do not want this plant to dry out completely for too long. You should try to keep it in an area that has higher humidity levels, because it will repel these spider mites that could potentially attack this plant. English ivies are the #1 plants that actually are susceptible to spider mites whenever they are growing indoors. Other plants that are susceptible to spider mites when grown indoors would be cordyline tea plants. Those plants tend to get spider mites. So you really have to see what plants will end up getting it. Alocasias are also another plant that is a little bit more susceptible to spider mites. Alocasias, that's the reason why they are a little bit more challenging. So in addition to just the soil substrates that they're put on, sometimes it's just the potential plant pests that they are susceptible to. And that's the reason why I feel like certain plants are a little bit more challenging. It's not always for the beginner, because for a beginner, for instance, I wouldn't recommend this this ivy, as beautiful as it is, even though it is a green plant. plant. It is not one of the plants I would recommend because of the pest potential it can get. I would recommend a golden pothos, any type of pothos plant, any type of philodendron, like a philodendron Birkin, for instance, and obviously aglaonemas. And I really haven't run into any aglaonemas yet. We're gonna take a look at that, but I'm just gonna keep picking up plants at this Lowe's location. Like I said again, big box store plant shopping is fun. Big box store plant shopping is super exciting whenever you are shopping during the spring season. And we talk about aglaonemas. Here it is, guys. Can we all pause and look at how gorgeous the leaf of this aglaonema is? This is an aglaonema golden fluorite. Love aglaonemas. If you are a person that has overlooked aglaonemas, I need you to stop, think, and look at how beautiful this plant is. It is an easy to care for plant. Aglaonemas are low light tolerant and drought tolerant. Now, some people will say the more colorful aglaonemas, the ones that are a little bit more rare and uncommon, are a little bit more finicky. I would say yes, but still, if you follow the guidelines of giving an aglaonema bright indirect light, put them in fast draining soil, do not overwater the aglaonema. They prefer to be more on the drier side, then you will do well. Now, the only pest that, or like pest plant disease that it will be susceptible to would be the fungus, or like, yes, some type of fungal infection. So if you see one of the leaves browning and it is mushy, you need to get rid of that mushy side of the plant, cut the leaf off, and make sure you are spraying it down. I actually just use water and a diluted hydrogen peroxide to spray it down, just to kill any of the fungal disease. And that really happens whenever you are overwatering your aglaonema. These are all for $19.84. Costa Farms trending tropical plants. If you are a plant foldy that has Instagram, please go to Costa Farms Instagram and use the hashtag popularize aglaonema. Let's ask Costa Farms to continue to release more aglaonemas. I will tell you, when I was at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, they did do a plant giveaway. And I did want to say again, thank you to the power of the plant foldies, the grow fold communities. I think you ended up just like commenting a bunch about how y'all felt the need for them to give me the Manjula Pothos giveaway. I ended up like winning it. And so I feel like with the power of the Grow Folds Plant Foldy community, we can truly get aglaonema, hashtag popularize aglaonema. So I can talk about aglaonemas all day, but as you can see right here, we can pick up more of these plants. This one was actually another one of those combination planters for $17.98. We've got a Manjula Pothos, a Croton plant, and a Parlor Palm. I wish crotons were not as finicky of a plant whenever you're growing them indoors, but alas, they tend to like to be grown outdoors. With spring, and at least the spring we're having, at least in North Dallas, a lot of these tropical plants, like I said again, if you want them to grow pretty fast, if you want to rehab a plant that was struggling, like for instance, I took a Syngonium recently, a Syngonium tricolor red spot that I did not water. So basically the leaves yellowed and they ended up like falling off. I went ahead and cut it back down to the base, and I'm gonna grow that plant outdoors, away from full sun. And I already know it's going to do a full recovery. It's almost like getting them to reset whenever you cut them back to the base and grow them outdoors. At least that's what I would recommend. Now over here, we are looking at some more Live Trends design plants. This is such a cute little bird planter here. These are Kalanchoe, which are basically succulents. You can see that the orange and then the pastel blue really match. You know, orange and blue, if you didn't know, are actually complementary colors on the color wheel. They are on the opposite side of the color wheel. When you put them together, they just tend to accentuate the color even more so. And I mean, take a look at that. Look at all of these gorgeous hanging ceramic planters by Live Trends Designs. So let's just look at more of these Live Trends designs, and let me know in the comment section if you prefer the Live Trends design aesthetic or more of the urban jungle like boho look. All of these hanging ceramic planters are by not Urban Jungle. Live Trends Design for $16.98. Now this one is by Urban Jungle Plants. You can see that this is a Marble Queen Pothos. Beautiful plant. Please buy a Marble Queen Pothos. It's got beautiful variegation. It is another plant that's fairly fast growing as well. Very easy to propagate from plant cuttings. And I do want to make some plant content where I show you guys how to propagate plants, some more plant care tips, etc., etc. Aside from just the big box store plant shopping videos, I know a lot of you guys love the big box store plant shopping videos. I don't know if it's because I talk your ear off or clearly just because you get to see somebody pick up plants. Let me know in the comments section what other type of plant content you do want to see me create this spring season. I am really excited about my outdoor gardening. So if you like gardening plants, if you like vegetables, if you like bonsai, if you like flowering plants, those are things that I'm going to also touch base on. That is going to, a lot of my other content aside from big box store plant shopping videos are going to be on my Patreon page as well as my YouTube membership. So a couple of ideas I will have for my YouTube membership would be maybe scheduled Zoom calls where you can talk to me on a Zoom call and you can just ask me questions or we can just talk about plants. I will have membership exclusive content for the YouTube membership as well as Patreon. So for those that call themselves a super plant foldie, you can see that. But the majority of my content obviously will always be the big box or plant shopping videos. And when we talk about big box or plant shopping videos, take a look at this interesting variegation on this particular pothos plant. So it looks like a lemon meringue pothos, but look at that one particular leaf. It's got larger leaves, and I was really tempted to purchase this pothos plant. I regret not buying this particular plant. I know that it's only $16.98, but I really love the look of that leaf. I'm always curious if some people will actually just pick up a plant, buy it because of a particular variegation, a particular leaf, a particular leaf shape. Let me know in the comments section, but this is one that I found very unique and one that I would have taken cuttings from and propagated. Again, it is only for $16.98. I even love the Great Planter by Live Trends Design. Like I said, again, Live Trends Design is on another level when it comes to big box store plants. This particular pothos, for instance, is on another level. Call me crazy, but that plant just had something very unique about it. And that's the thing about going to big box stores and going shopping, sharing this experience with the plant foldies. You never know what you're gonna run into. Sometimes you'll go into like a big box store and you'll look at the plant selection and think that they're not as healthy or not as full, but then you'll run into something that you would not have expected. That's the reason why whenever I go big box store plant shopping, I never have full expectations of what I'm going to find. I'm just like you. I just pick up plants, admire them, look at them, maybe even give you guys some of these plant insights like this Syngapsis exotica, beautiful plant, but you can see that there are just so many different types of planters and different types of plants. Like this one right here is another type of fern. I don't really have ferns in my plant collection because I just feel like, again, I am one of those types that just doesn't water my plants nearly as consistent. Sometimes I won't even lie, I might just be lazy. Sometimes I have my days where I may not be able to, for instance, edit a big box or plant shopping video. So I will just compile a video to actually have something on the YouTube channel for you guys to watch and interact with. And then sometimes I'm just tired from work, working 10 hours, 5 days a week. It's just very demanding. And that's the reason why some people think that it is a little crazy for me to attempt to actually have daily plant shopping content, but I do my very best. If I'm not able to get on a live premiere, for instance, it's because I am trying to just film plants to show you guys. But as you can see here, this particular Lowe's location, just like the Lowe's locations out in the North Dallas area, they're always full of houseplants, particularly from Costa Farms. I am curious for anybody that watches my big box or plant shopping videos, Which big box store nursery do you buy plants from mostly? Is it Costa Farms? Is it Urban Jungle? Is it Live Trends Designs? Is it Vigoro Plants? Is it Nature's Way? Or is it Proven Winners Leaf Joy? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really curious because the majority of my plant content is big box stores. So let me know in the comment section so that way I can actually feature each nursery in more detail the next time I go shopping at a big box store. But I'm gonna pan away over here and just keep showing you some of these plants. It's a pretty full Lowe's location, so I'm not gonna say that it's not. It's just that I feel like a lot of the other locations tend to have a little bit more merchandising going on, a little bit more organization. But either way, I'm still happy that I'm able to see so many beautiful and healthy looking plants. Never go wrong by growing a neon pothos, such a beautiful plant. And you can see all of these little bird planters with air plants. So pretty. And you know what? You can even go to a big box store like Lowe's. Costa Farms has Monstera Thai constellations for $29 and I think 98 cents. This is another trending tropical plant, and Monstera Thai constellations, they are everywhere. I would definitely not say they're an uncommon plant anymore because any big box store, you will probably find a Monstera Thai constellation, especially since Costa Farms has actually released Monstera Thai constellation as well as Grower's Bench at Walmart. Monstera Thai constellations, the only thing I will say about Monstera Thai constellations is, especially in its juvenile state, you do not want to overwater a Monstera Thai constellation. They are very susceptible to root rot. I would say grow them more on the drier side. You definitely want to grow them in a substrate like Classy Rabbit soil, for instance, which when it's fast draining and doesn't hold nearly as much moisture for long periods of time. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you actually grow Monstera Thai constellations. I have several of them, and I still have the one that I bought a couple years ago. Is it 5 years ago? And it was like a one leaf, one node cutting. Can we say that this is one of the most beautiful philodendron heteroraceum Brazils I've run into? This one is Urban Jungles for $19.98. It's another beautiful plant. It is another plant that if you are somebody that grows plants, a houseplant collection, please get yourself a philodendron heteroraceum Brazil. It's an easy to care for plant. It is a plant that will save you money on your finances because it's usually cost effective and commonly found at a big box store. And then you can see right here again for $19.98. Plants for mindful living. That is what Urban Jungle says. That is a Monstera deliciosa juvenile form. And I'm going to pan away from this plant right there. You can see that is a beautiful Aglaonema Maria. And there's just so many different plants to pick from here. I hope that you've enjoyed my plant shopping video today. You know, in my title, I said should I stop big box store plant shopping or making big box store plant shopping videos? The answer will definitely be absolutely not. And the only reason why I would ever stop doing big box store plant shopping videos is to prevent myself from spending money. But I have found a way to regulate my plant addiction, even though I want to pick up this plant, that Aglaonema red Siam, for instance, for $15.98. I will just window plant shop. That is going to be my new term, where I can go and film plants. And for the most part, I know that these plants are going to be available whenever I buy, go plant shopping again, or at least filming for plants. That's the thing about plant shopping at a big box store. Even if you don't buy the plant and it's not there, it will eventually resurface itself. That is the beauty about big box store plants. They are going to be sourced out again. So if you enjoyed today's video, again, please make sure you hit the like button for this video. I would definitely appreciate it, as it pushes this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Also, leaving me many comments in the comment section. I love hearing for every single plant foldie. I mean, you can see there's just so many plants to look at here. I could spend hours and hours actually at a big box store. And as always, plant foldies, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at GrowFolds with all the notification bell on. Make sure you check that all notifications are on. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.